Hello everybody, this is the stripped down version of the most recent marble machine that I built and posted a video on, whimsically called Newton's Cradle, because of something that my youngest figured out when he started stacking marble after marble after marble after marble in the chute. You can really get some pretty neat effects as the marbles bounce back and forth, and it's kind of like one of those Newton's Cradle where the silver balls bounce back and forth. But I wanted to take a few minutes and show you how this machine works. So we'll start from the power source. The power comes in right here. I've taken the motor off, and you can see that the two sides have to run in opposite directions because the power actually is, and I'll show this to you in a second, is direction specific. So the power starts right here, and it was easier to have it down low, so I had to shift the power down lower. And so you can see how it engages all the way through and hits this point right here. So the power comes through right there. So no matter what's going on, as long as the battery pack is turned on, these are spinning. What happens then is a marble will roll down the track and land on this lever, and as it depresses the lever, you can see, I'll try and show this, as it depresses the lever, it engages the gear, and this is why it is direction specific. If it's going the other way, if it's going the wrong way, so that right there, from your perspective, the last gear on the left should be going clockwise. When it's going clockwise, it engages the gear just right and doesn't slip. It sort of locks itself in place. If it's and it's hard to show this without the motor in place, but if it's going counterclockwise, like that, when it comes into place, it actually slips right there and doesn't engage the gear fully, and it just doesn't work. The trick when I first tried this was that when the gear depresses, the problem was that as soon as it would succeed in pushing the marble off of the lever, of course, the lever would pop back up and the gears would disengage and the marble would only get that far. So in order to keep that lever down, we use this cam right here, this cam, which as it engages, let's see if I can get it to go the right direction. See there, it's slipping a little bit. As soon as it engages, it holds the lever. It holds, I guess you call that the clutch. It holds the clutch closed as long as that is there. And you can see, I'll do this a couple of times so you can see it. As the push mechanism, the push rod or whatever, returns from having pushed the marble to the other side, the lever disengages. We'll do that again. So it comes through and releases. One more time. Now it won't turn unless the marble depresses the lever. So back up to the neutral spot, depress the lever, and let's see if I can turn that. So it comes into place, marble drops, engages the power, begins to rotate that. The bar or the push rod removes the marble, and it remains engaged because of the cam through a full 3/4 turn, or really almost a full turn, and then begins to disengage, and really the momentum keeps it moving until it's fully back where it originally started. And that's it. The trick was getting this lower profile. You may have seen in the earlier version that I have linked in the other video that before there was a lever that extended up over top, and I wanted to enclose the whole thing in a box, so I needed to have something that stayed low profile, and this really is quite a bit more efficient. One of the tricks was making sure that there was a low enough amount of friction that it wouldn't bind up. I was running into that problem as I was redesigning it. In order to get enough movement in the counterbalance, I had to increase the gear ratio right here, because if I kept it on that side, first of all, on the top level, the weight would be coming over here and it would interfere with the power. So I was able to get it over this direction, keep it relatively close to the machine itself, which gave me a little bit more range of motion on the weight, which was actually beneficial. One of my favorite parts is right here, and I'll show it on this side because then I don't have to worry about the cam engaging. And it's just one of my favorite things in Lego is changing circular motion into linear motion. It's just kind of a satisfying little thing. Now the trick with this side was that I could only have the you'll see of course that there are two see if I can do this. There we go. All right, now you can see it from that side. Since I only have the rotation coming on one side, I had to make sure that it wouldn't bind up. So I had to add a second track right there just to keep it lined up as it moved. I hope you can see that. And that's it. So that is Marble Machine 2.1. I'm going to have 2.2 hopefully shortly, and I can actually give you a little bit of a preview. Hold on. One of the problems with the other Lego with this Lego machine was that the lid, when the lid came down, it rested up on top, and it lowered the marble down almost completely below the surface of the box. And I really would like it to be riding up on top. That poses a lot of different challenges. Now this version right here, actually I need to have a marble for you to take a look at that. Let me grab a marble. So what's going to happen with this version, the marble can ride right on top, and the box will never be higher. It'll be exactly in line with the track, which is really what I was looking for. Also, it runs a lot more smoothly, and it won't get caught up. You might have noticed in the other video that there were a couple times where the marble got caught up right there instead of rolling smoothly past, and that's partially because my surface is lopsided. The idea here is that the marble will come down, and as it leans against this, it will engage the power source, and as soon as it engages the power source, that will rotate all the way around back to the starting point. I don't have my timing out exactly yet, and this is in a very rudimentary form. Has to stop in place. I really don't like this mechanism. It's pretty inelegant, and if you're a Mythbusters fan, I guess I'm more of an Adam Savage school of thought. I sometimes prefer an elegant solution, even if it doesn't work quite as well as the Jamie Heineman, let's just make it work and who cares about how it looks or how it behaves, it just needs to do the job. I like it to look nice. I like it to work smoothly and elegantly, and it's just not there yet. So the marble will come into place, engage the power, and then that will rotate all the way around, and we actually will have a benefit of some acceleration right there. So I should be able to use a bit longer track. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be done in a couple of weeks and I can show you how it turned out. And that is about it. I usually don't do this, but if you would, like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. See you later.